Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Reasons for Roots. Today I'm going to be showing you inside a peek of our first day back to our 2025-2026 school year. So I always do some sort of theme when we start our first day officially back. It's just something fun we do. It's not Pinterest worthy, but it's fun and it's memorable. My daughter helped me to decorate yesterday, and so this morning we just got up and I'm reading my Bible, catching up on my book reading for our book club this afternoon, and just doing some prayer and getting ready for the day. So I use this time to make sure that my heart is right, that it's centered on the kingdom and not on this world. And, I just need a full tank in order to pour out on my children. So after I get done with my Bible study, I will run upstairs and look over our schedule just so I can wrap my mind around everything that needs to be done for that day. And, just moving bits and pieces around if I think that needs to be done. But just overview of the day is basically what I'm doing here. Then I always try to pray over our homeschool room and over the time that we will be spending together, just dedicating it in this day and our school year to the Lord. Vision is so important, and you get that through prayer and through reading the Word. So that is vital for me as I start, especially a new school year, but each day to get just recenter my vision on the Lord. Because our school year is a little different than other people, a lot of times it feels awkward starting at a different time. We're more of a year-round homeschooler, so a lot of times, I don't have friends starting at the same time, all the back-to-school stuff's not starting at the same time. And so I just really have to make sure that my mind is ready to start a new year, even though no one else is. So I like to pack our breakfast full of protein. And today we are actually having a lot of sugary snacks. We don't do a whole lot of sugar or processed foods, but on special occasions we do, and today is one of those. So we always have some kind of themed food. I give my kids just a little small present, and we make our pictures, of course. While I'm getting ready, I love to listen to an audiobook. I just started The Consequences of Ideas by R.C. Sproul. I love anything by Sproul. Is amazing. And then after I'm ready and have gotten everyone breakfast, that's when I go and lay out Gage's schoolwork for him to start his day with. This is something that we've been using for a while now, and it's just basically like a warm-up menu, and it works really well. We do calendar work and that sort of thing. So just today we're just doing, our Bible work. We're reading some Shakespeare, and then we'll get into his history and science and his core subjects, math and reading.
What are you doing?
So as I'm getting things prepared, I realized I did not print off Aubrey's calligraphy handwriting. That's what she's doing for her handicraft, so I need to get that printed off so she can practice her calligraphy and her handicraft this week. So it's almost 8 o'clock, so I'm about to start school with my third grader. I let my high schooler sleep a little in, if that's their personality. My daughter does like a little extra sleep, so I'm gonna wake her up about 8:30 to 9, thereabout, somewhere. And we're gonna do the majority of his independent work. And so what I do with him is 2 blocks of time, really. Well, now it'll be 3 blocks because we're doing time together. But I start with just doing our Heart of Dakota, language arts stuff, some phonics. Then we'll do together time when she gets up and gets ready. And then this afternoon, he does math and another reading lesson. So his morning block usually takes around 1 hour, and we get all kinds of stuff squeezed in there. It's usually not quite an hour, usually around 45 minutes, and we're able to get all his history and English, Bible, some of our loop subjects, and then we do his phonics as well. Carefully. When we write the sentence, we must be careful to follow all the rules we have learned. Where is around? Good. Keep it for yourself if you want. Okay. Where's rain? Rain. Rain. Good.
Oh no, none of these are falling. Hey, this one.
Good. Perfect. Okay, now, when I say a certain word, you get it and make a sentence with it. Okay? So let's flip them over so you can see them. The rain. Rain. Good. Is falling. Falling. Good. All around. So we are done with his first block of school. It is about 8:45. We did history, English, phonics, Bible, and read some Shakespeare.
Hi.
Okay. So I'll finish up his school this afternoon, his independent stuff. So my daughter is up. She set her alarm and she got up by herself around 8, and she's in the shower. And when she does her, gets out of the shower, then we'll let her open her presents. She'll eat some breakfast, and then we'll start group. So I'm just setting out our Together Time resources before we head downstairs and let Aubrey open her gift. So I just have a very basic setup here, and I get them just a little something fun. So this year, since we're doing like a beach theme party, I got my son a beach themed reusable sticker set, and Aubrey got a oceans like bead set to make bracelets with, because that's something she enjoys to do. Okay, so after this, Gage is going to go outside, swing and play, and have some time, just to be outside. And I'm going to help Aubrey get started, show her exactly how everything's laid out, what exactly she's needing, and then any subject she needs my help with, I'm going to help her with. So today I'm reading Canterbury Tales, Monks and Mystics, The White Horse King, and we're doing a dictation letter. In age. So the medieval period of history is sometimes called the Middle Ages. So many times as homeschool moms, on our first day back to school, we usually have too high of expectations, both for ourselves and for our children, and that makes for a stressful time. We need to learn to adjust and to flow with our children's needs. So we've done our work together, which was church history, dictation for today. We read The White Horse King, and we read Canterbury Tales. And so she gave an oral narration after all of those, but she's writing a narration on The White Horse King right now. And then she's going to start on her independent stuff. And we're going to jump into morning time in just a minute. My husband just happens to be home today, so he's playing with Gage while we're finishing up some of Aubrey's lessons. She did a great job. I thought she handled the workload very well. She did her independent readings, and now we're moving into our Together Time. So with our Together Time, that's basically our beauty subjects and some memory work that we are working on. So with this, we do poetry recitation. We make sure we have prayer time. We learn our hymn and poets. We read a prayer of the Reformers. We also do catechism and poetry recitation time where they work on their poems. So after this, Gage is pretty much finished, but we do round it out with something that I'm looping through. So today was nature study. So I read from Among the Forest People while they did some things quietly, and they listened, and then they gave an oral narration about the animal that we were learning about in our nature.
And wait, there's two more.
Okay, so she finished her narration. She wrote on this page. She just wrote down, hang on, buddy, I'm talking. She wrote down key names and dates, and then she wrote her narration on her history in her narration journal. So every year we do some kind of theme party, be it like a Mexican fiesta or a Hawaiian theme party, and then we have snacks. So it's pretty simple, but it does put in some effort, on my part. And I think that's what my kids remember most, that Mom made our first day of school like special, even though, we're more year-round homeschoolers. I still make an intentional time to say, okay, this is the point where we're all officially into the next year, and we just enjoy celebrating with each other, having some fun snacks, and just kicking our ear off. So this is just basically our lunchtime, that we are just taking a little break and doing having some snacks. So now Aubrey's just finishing up her day. She is doing Learning Math Fast. That's going to be her algebra. So she's doing that. She's going to listen to her history lecture, work on a notebooking page. Here she is actually drawing out the country of England or Britain and its different parts, and labeling those parts. So she's copying a map onto her narration journal, and so that's one reason I like these narration journals, is that it gives room to put maps or diagrams, if you like, with your narration for the day. Okay, so now I'm finishing Gage's afternoon block where we do math, and then we'll use our McGuffey readers to have a reading lesson. So we've come downstairs so Aubrey can have the schoolroom and have a little quiet while she reads and finishes up her work, and we will be rounding out our day with a good reading lesson. So Aubrey's finishing up with Hudson Taylor's Spiritual Secret, Rembrandt's in the Wind. She has a little Greek and Bible, and then she will be done for the day. We do love Bible Road Trip, and that's what she is finishing her day with, is the missions book that goes along with that curriculum. So it is about 2 o'clock, and we are all done with our school for the day. Gage, we took a lot of breaks in between. Gage is done with his. Aubrey is just finishing up her last little thing. And so overall, I feel like we had a good day. I thought it was a pretty smooth start to our year. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with us on our first day back.